What is good, everybody? Got some Eliter gameplay today, and I'm gonna go over the patch notes and give my thoughts on that. But first, that is my new Eliter build, bunch of sub saver, and yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And with that out of the way, let's start with the patch notes all the way from the top. Sploosh-o-matic, not Splash-o-matic, got his bullet size increased. I'll take it. I remember I used to use Sploosh-o-matic a lot back in Splatoon 2, and I consider the weapon as a fun weapon whenever I don't want to take this game very serious. But no, I think the buffs are gonna be very helpful to land more shots because the bullet threat on this weapon is kind of terrible. So yeah, I'll take it. Anyways, moving on with the pro. He increases damage to 45. That's what I'm talking about. Another W buff for pro. I used to main Forge, and I brought it to top 500. And wish I had this buff because, if anyone took any chip damage, which happens a lot in this game, 10 to 20 damage, you just only required to do 2 shots and boom, they're dead. So yeah, kind of wish I had that beforehand. And I like how they're giving a lot of buffs to pro. First, it was lower points for special, paint buff, and now damage buff. It's like the devs are finally trying to make this a viable midline option, which is very good to see. But, Squeezer still exists, and that's obviously the better option. Also, that's Tricycle right there. But yeah, I feel like it just needs a little more buffs. Like either make it faster at shooting or give it a little more range. And yeah, we could just probably see this eventually be used everywhere. So yeah, I've been happy with the buffs Pro has been getting so far. And I'm definitely going to pick it up again once it patches out. Okay, the Nova. Reduce shot spread by 8% only on the land. I wish it also applied to the air too, because why not at that point? Okay, so Nova is another weapon I also mained back then, also top 500. The Anarchy Nova, because I had Inkjet, and the only thing you had to do is spam it. Anyways, with that weapon, I was begging the entire time to give me some accuracy buff, because it's a 5-shot weapon, and please make it accurate so I can just kill people. But it never came until today. Finally, I mean, better late than never, am I right? Yeah, it's not gonna help still. I'm still gonna miss a lot of shots. It has to be 100% accurate. Like, come on, it's a 5-shot weapon. You know what? Whatever. It's a buff, I'll take it. And I just need to beg some more buffs to come. It's H3 Nozzle Nose time. It got 44 more damage per shot. Still a 3-shot. That helps with fall off, but still not enough because the weapon is too slow, especially in this tactical meta. By the way, for me, H3 is very hard, and every time I pick it up, I just want a little bit more spray speed when firing, or just stand still less in general. That's all I really want, honestly. Okay, Lunar Blaster. I got the paint buff range blaster received in the last patch, I believe. Whatever, it's gonna paint better, and honestly, I feel like other blasters should get that too. Oh, let's go S Blast. All right, for far range attack, it has a better AOE by 11%, and that's for 50 damage, which is a good change because I was bringing this up in my Splatfest video while I was using S Blast, that the weapon had bad AOE compared to other blasters that require a bit more aim, but people rather just stick with range blaster or rapid pro deco. But yeah, now this new buff will be very helpful for S Blast players when they miss a shot by a little bit. Now they apply 50 damage, and also that should make it more easier to pick up. So yeah, good buff. Oh, let's go again. We got a paintbrush buff. That's great. A lot of weapons I used to main are getting buff. Cool. So we do more paint while doing brush mode by 18%. Just increase the whiff. Really helpful there, I guess. And also we have better recovery time by 1/6 of a second, which I believe is 10 frames if I'm correct. So the thing about paintbrush is this windup is being the problem. Like in general, I remember when I made this weapon, you just do a lot of trading because you're too slow to attack and people just get away. So you had to do a lot of overextending, which puts you in a lot of bad position, leading to a bunch of trades, or get lucky and someone is already in the bad position, so that becomes a free kill. Good for you. But yeah, a lot of people are going to avoid this weapon still because of the slow swing up time. But hey, at least it has less downtime and paint slightly better. I'll take it. Okay, the final weapon change. Dapple Leaves now have 5% more movement speed, which is good. I play this weapon like a Sploosh-o-matic, so yeah, I'll take it. Okay, now we are moving up with the special changes. First up being Big Bubbler, which is a special I like when I use Roller. Oh, look, it got a buff. Cool. So, the weak spots, the thing on the top, and the one in the middle take less damage by 22%, which is great because that means my Bubbler won't get shredded. You know, when I use Roller, when I made that weapon, it used to get immediately shredded after I pop it. So yeah, wish I had that change back then. So yeah, overall, good buff for all the Bubbler kits, but like weapons like Roller and Zim, you're gonna get more benefits from that, since those weapons have an easier time fending off people from their Bubbler. Okay, it's screen time, and now it does 40 damage when you touch it. That's a scary number. That's, burst bomb, 60 damage, 40. Boom, you're dead. I already don't like touching it. I know people do like squid rolls so they don't take any damage, but you've messed that up. That is a scary number to deal with. Good change right there. Okay, moving on to the next special, Triple Splashdown. Oh look, I got a buff. It's now 10 frames quicker, less time to shoot me down. Very cool, very cool. But the special also got a nerf. There seems to be a trade-off. The 60 damage radius has been reduced by 13%. I think that's a fair trade-off. I mean, you go down faster, you get less AoE. But hey, my chances of living has increased, which is good. Okay, time for the last special change. Kraken cheese is removed from Clan Blitz. Let's go. Just took them a year to do so. So that means when you switch them to a Kraken, you switch them to the last point the Kraken was used, similar to like Inkjet or Zipcaster. The question is, will Kraken leave a recall point behind? So they can make it visible. A lot of people have been discussing about that right now at the moment. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see, I guess, at this point. But at least Clan Bits will be less annoying or playable without the Kraken cheese. That's what I'm grateful for. Okay, now let's quickly cover the points for special. I'm only gonna cover 3 of them since those are the only ones I find very important. The other ones are, I could probably talk about that when I make the videos on those weapons. So, Splatter Shot is now 210, and Squeezer is 220, another 220 special in this game. This is a good nerf because these 2 weapons are the prominent, Zuka weapons in this whole entire game. So having them spam less Zuka is really good. But honestly, I'm very surprised they didn't nerf Zuka at all in this mid-season change. Like, come on, Zuka has been dominant for a very long time, and even at Worlds, it was a must-play. You must have that special. Whatever, I guess I gotta beg that the next season, the new season, will nerf Zuka again. But, I guess it's a step in the right direction. Okay, now let's talk about the last change I'm interested in. Pencil is now 210 points for special, which finally aligns with the other cooler kits. Which means that Pencil is going to be a little bit less annoying to deal with because it cannot have that same output special it used to have. Pencil's still going to be picked for comp. I mean, the weapon is very overtuned, let's be honest here. But yeah, the nerf has been a step in the right direction. That means they're paying attention to Pencil, they're paying attention to Zuka right now. Overall, this patch felt like they're aware of the issues of the game, like removing Kraken cheese, but for some reason still keeping Reslider cheese in the game. Hopefully that gets changed later on. And also Zuka and Pencil, like, we want to change some of it, but not yet. We're not fully committed, which, yeah, to me, a lot of people want them to be fully committed. Come on, just nerf these weapons. We're tired of this meta right now we have. So yeah, hopefully the next patch deals with that changes. I'm happy with this patch, honestly, because a lot of my main weapons got buffs. Really cool. But I can see why or understand why a lot of people are frustrated with this patch because, it feels like the devs aren't like paying attention or looking at their own game. I mean, look at the new rework on Undertale Spillway. It looks like they're going to add another pull. Yay, just what we needed. Yeah, a lot of people are disappointed we're not getting any flank routes because a lot of people hate the middle section. But yeah, stuff like that is the reason why people get frustrated with the game or the devs in general. And yeah, that's everything I want to say about the patch that, that interests me the most. They're going in the right direction, and that's it. Bye.